That is why I stand strong saying, without the participation of the host community, the refugees alone cannot promote peace. We stand by ourselves as the youth refugees to promote our own peace.
These are students from different schools located within the Rhino camp refugee settlement in Madi-Okollo district in West Nile. The students are drawn from the local community and various refugee communities living in and around the settlement. They are engaged in a debate on what role both local communities and refugees play in fostering peaceful coexistence and resolving conflicts. The school debate in Rhino camp is one of many initiatives aimed at easing the sometimes strained relationship between the refugees and the local communities in the areas where the refugee settlements are located. The refugees in Rhino camp are just a small portion of the around 1.4 million refugees hosted in similar settlements around Uganda. In many of these areas, the refugees have to compete with the locals for limited resources, which often leads to conflict. Differences in culture and language also lead to misunderstandings that can sometimes escalate into major confrontations.
Yeah, we are known all over refugees, I'm fan of fighting. And indeed, I don't want to say no, because when we came, we were desperate. For you to go and ask for water, you don't know the language of the host community. So you are just saying, I want water. And he's also asking you, do you need water? And then because of the language, you find yourself conflicting. You go for firewood, it's the same thing, our women are chased.
In Rhino camp, an added source of conflict has also been the hostility between certain South Sudanese ethnic groups. This has boiled over into violence which has affected not only the refugees, but the locals too.
Of course, you might have heard, last year we had a terrible incident of fight between the refugees alone, which is just caused by, this misinformation, the issues to do with, like, why is this community here when they are the cause of why I ran to the refugee camp. Which, forgetting that all of you who have run to the camp have been affected by the same problem.
These conflict situations have created a need for the different communities to figure out how they can peacefully coexist.
The Dinka community and the Nueri conflicted, and that conflict claimed 4 lives of people from a Dinka tribe. So we sat together with the OPM and the Millennium Partners. We decided to relocate the Nueri to Omugo, then the Dinka remains in Tika. That is what we have done, and we do community dialogues at the settlement so that we bring our people's mind together with one of the refugees so that we coexist.
Many of the initiatives developed to resolve these conflicts tend to target the youth.
When conflict happens, they are the ones that are immediately affected, yet they do not necessarily understand entirely the cause of the conflict or the reason why they have been targeted. Our aim of doing the school debates was that we could, through that platform, amplify the voice of those who are directly affected by conflict, so that their experiences would find their way to the table of discussion at a higher level. We also thought that supporting these initiatives would promote dialogue and create wider awareness to people, even Ugandan young people, their peers in other parts of Uganda, to understand what it means to live peacefully.
Because of its welcoming refugee policy, Uganda will continue to be a major refugee hosting nation for as long as there are conflicts in the region. Consequently, the conflicts between the refugees and local communities are likely to continue. However, as long as there are initiatives in place to counter some of the causes of these conflicts, the refugees and local communities in places like Rhino camp can find ways of peacefully coexisting.
The youth are the perfect people, really, because they have lived it as young as they are, but also are the future, so to speak. So if they do learn and proactively speak peace towards one another, then maybe there will be more solutions to lasting peace than we have on the table right now.
I want to end here by saying, for God and my country of asylum. Thank you very much.
Julian Mwine, NTV News.